Communication in education for work purposes. Good day, everyone. For today's video, I will discuss the concept that we do and use every day. Now, look at the picture in your screen. What can you say about that? What similarities do you see about the picture? Right, this picture shows the exchange of information between two or more people. And this process is called communication. According to Siderson 1969, communication comes from the Latin word communicare, which means to share or to make common. People use messages to transmit and generate meaning. When people communicate each other, they exchange various forms of meanings, such as ideas and information, through a common system of symbols. Human communication takes place on many levels, from the simplest interpersonal and small group exchanges among friends to mass communication. Human communication is not limited only to the use of verbal words. Communication takes place with the use of non-verbal words such as gestures, symbols, and facial expressions. Communication serves five major purposes, and these are to inform, to express feelings, to imagine, to influence, and to meet social expectations. Each of these purposes reflected in a form of communication. The first one is informative communication. Informative communication is used to inform the audience. When people share knowledge about the world in which they live, they are participating in the process of informative communication. Informative messages attempt to present an objective that's truthful and unbiased. For example, teachers giving lectures, reports, and demonstrations to the students, so the informative communication is being used by the teacher to provide students with useful and interesting information. Now, the student or students, as the receiver, they are expected to recognize the subject or purpose, identify the main points, pick out important details, summarize information, make some assumptions, ask relevant questions, and draw additional conclusions. Let's move to the second communication, which is the effective communication. Effective communication is a process through which people express feelings about things, themselves, and others. Effective messages are expressions of positive and negative feelings about places, objects, events, policies, and ideas are called opinions. Expressions of both positive and negative feelings about others is vital to maintaining close relationships. Expression of positive feelings to let friends and loved ones know that they are valued. In school, effective communication affects other students in a way that it helps build a relationship through interaction with classmates or teachers. It allows you to establish a connection when it takes time to interact with others. This contributes to a friendly environment in the classroom, which can also include participation in any academic or social interaction. For example, teachers will ask the student to give their opinion about impression, so the students will express his thoughts in relation to the topic. Effective communication also contributes the formation of self-concept. Through effective exchanges, children form opinions about themselves. As students attend school, interaction with teachers and other students continue to influence their self-concept. Let's move forward. The third one is imaginative communication. When we say imaginative communication, it is a process through which invented situations are created and in most cases shared. Some examples of imaginative messages are jokes and stories, speculate, daydream, or make-believe. People also engage in imaginative communication when they appreciate fictional messages found in books, magazines, newspapers, films, television dramas, plays, and conversation. Imaginative communication plays a major role in the life of all people. Preschool children watch television's cartoons and read picture books. They appreciate stories to read them by the older children and adults. In elementary school, Children encounter an increasing number of imaginative messages as they learn to read and explore literature. Through writing activities, children create their own literature using the works of others as model. Students create poems, stories, plays, and cartoons as they express their individual creativity. Creative dramatics and role-playing enable to students to recreate history or understand the present events, while the secondary school children also introduced to important literary works in the some schools of quality films and media programs. In many high schools, however, students will receive a little encouragement to create imaginative messages of their own. Gifted students find a creative outlet in debating, drama, journalism, creative writing, and media activities. The vast majority of students through are merely exposed to the imagining of others through literature. Lastly, the fourth is the persuasive communication. Persuasive communication can be defined as the process through which people attempt to influence the beliefs or actions of others. Influencing students to learn requires teachers to find ways to change students' existing attitude, beliefs, and behaviors. Another example, teachers may need to induce a positive attitude toward learning mathematics or science, and alter students' beliefs about the causes of World War II. Or teachers may need to encourage students to read more books. In order to effect such changes, teachers need to strategize ways to influence, motivate, or persuade students. This process of persuasion or the selection of verbal and non-verbal messages to effect change is fundamental to teacher effectiveness. Persuasion always involves communication. The source of communication or the teacher seek to elicit a particular desires response from the receiver or the students. The purpose of the communication is to change, modify, or shape the students' responses. So, those are the major purposes of communication. You may not notice it, but I am very certain that you are able to execute them in your daily regular communication with other people. Always remember, think before you speak. Thank you.